This is Rich, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play tabletop RPGs with friends. This is the Intercontinental Group of Awesome. So named because we have folks who are here in America, where I am, as well as across the pond in Europe. Very excited to play our sixth session of a game set in Halcyon City. Halcyon City is a setting made by Magpie Games for their game Masks: A New Generation, but we're not playing Masks: A New Generation, not now. We did originally. You can go back in the feed here on my YouTube channel and find a number of sessions, like 15 of sessions in Halcyon City. These characters have been aged forward to young adult status, except for one of them who joined on and is very well into his adultness. And we are playing with currently a playtest game under the working title of Project Lycra. This may be one of the last times that we call it Project Lycra. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know.
It should be.
Yay! Project Lycra comes from the brilliant brain of Jen Kitzman. So, Jen, if you could introduce yourself and tell us about your character.
Hey, I'm Jen Kitzman. I am the writer of once Project Lycra, but going forward should be referred to as Power Beyond Doubt. Our new working / maybe going to be final title. So, God, I feel like we need to just publish something on fucking RPG now, like today. Not even a character sheet, just
just so it's there, like a marker.
1-page, like, pitch marker PDF. Just be like, bam, it's ours.
It's just like, what, you can export to PDF from a Google Doc. So we'll just export a PDF, put it as a pay what you want. Boom, stamp. Bam.
Approved. I put my butt on it. It's mine.
Happy everywhere.
Yeah, it's the cat method of claiming something. So anyways, now you know what I'm like, way deep down inside. But I'm pretending to be Seraph, aka Ashley Banner, in this game. Seraph has been heroing around Halcyon City for about 6-7 years by now. Yeah, ish. And she has angel powers. She's the Paragon, so she basically gets not the full Superman suite, but sort of the classic. Fast, strong, flies, durable. She has a sixth sense and a magic sense, helping guide her actions. She doesn't have a lot of serious weaknesses. So I wanted to see how this playbook plays without them. And so that's her superheroing self. And then Ashley Banner, her mild-mannered civilian identity, is a session musician. So like temp work, but for playing guitar real good. Married to Lisbeth LeBlanc, and lives in the city because that's just real nice.
That's right, Halcyon City. Who wouldn't want to live here? Other than
place
occasional kaiju. I have made a note to myself in the last session that Liz worked for Hanover, and then during our post-game chat, which actually is also on the recording, that was an idea that was not going to fly. So Liz is not going to be showing up working for Hanover Industries at this point. Tyler, I hinted towards the Demon Deacon. If you could do us a favor, introduce yourself and your character, I would appreciate it.
Certainly, I'm Tyler, he, him pronouns, and I am playing Reverend Hoary Hazard, the Demon Deacon, who was a revivalist sort of evangelical preacher, but was kind of a corrupt, not very good guy, hard drinking, a bit womanizing, really a hypocrite. And during the course of things, began dabbling in demonology. And as part of that, made a deal with a demon which destroyed his life and has put him sort of in the middle of the war above and below. We get the feeling that that the Lord still has some sort of purpose for him to redeem his sins, and he acts as middleman a little bit between above and below. He constantly has been on the move for quite a few years. This is probably 20, 25 years that he's been, well, probably about 20 years he's been at this. But he finally has settled down here in Halcyon City because he's met a team that kind of gives him purpose and hope. And that has led to the demons catching up with him and either wanting favors or trying to settle old scores. And Reverend Hazard, I suppose, could best be said to be trying his best to get all this sort of thing out of the way so he can maybe clear his name and redeem himself to his beloved wife.
And the wife's name is? I love this name so much.
Betty, who, through a bit of misdirection from a demon, he gave away the wedding vows of, and Betty is pretty pissed off about that.
Yep, indeed. That may be a bad thing. Thank you so much, Tyler. Jan, welcome back. It has been a rough few weeks without gaming with you. Very, very happy to have you back. Introduce yourself and your character, my friend.
My name is Jan, he, him pronouns. The reason why I've been away so much is because I've been LARPing a lot, including this weekend, so I'm still a bit rough. I will be playing Atlas, or Marcus Meyer. He's born and bred in Halcyon City, but he grew up with Duchenne disease and was probably going to die from that at some point, and was in a wheelchair. And then after all forms of treatment and work, he got experiments done by the Hanover Institute, and that changed him, and he changed into a 7.5 foot tall, muscle-bound giant, and now he fights crime with his massive size and strength and superhuman durability. Let's see. I guess. My XP triggers are when you embrace or change the service of your heroics, gain 1 XP, or when you suffer from prejudices that's your teammates are not. And that's it.
Thank you so much, Jan. And then last but not least, we should introduce ourselves to Alex. Alex, please introduce yourself and your character.
Alex, he, him. And I am playing Unisha. She is the architect playbook, and she goes by Armature in her superhero life. She's like the super genius. She has poor impulse control and can get tunnel vision, and she finds it very hard to change her mind once it's set, and her mind is set that Hanover Institute is up to no good, and the evidence at least seems to be backing it up currently. And her XP triggers are when you engage your flair for genius in service of your heroics, and also when you absolutely fail at some ordinary interpersonal interaction. Both of those are very good for her. And and she is a quadriplegic from a landmine explosion as a child, but she's got better limbs now, so all's good. She built that once.
Yeah. So in last session, you guys have been researching what might have opened a portal to some other dimension and released kaiju onto Halcyon City. You found the batteries that were used to power whatever device had done this and used that to head overseas and got some information that the company that created the batteries probably gave it to Hanover Industries, and then confirmed a bit more with your contact at Aegis, Hazit, and decided to roll over there in full force. Hazit and his official status as a member of Aegis, which is the kind of like the UN type thing, also a little bit shield, so it kind of stands above any particular singular government, but does have to work within those governments to keep the peace for the super heroic and supervillain folks in this world. You came to the sub basement, and after you arrived, that's when Dr. Solace herself, the wunderkind, genius, tech genius, and media darling, the Lex Luthor of our tale, really. She came out to meet with all of you. With her is Manicius, the twin / clone of Atlas, his dark brother. Farouk Fidel, the machinist, currently works for Hanover Industries and has his own mechanized suit. And Clever Eyes see that also Selena Slimeball in a new suit that was created by Odisha to help her hold her form is skulking in the background and watching. And yeah, the cover to this issue is one of those two different groups all facing each other type thing. Manicius and Atlas, of course. Farouk Fidel is actually facing off with Seraph, I think. Selena Slimeball and the Demon Deacon, and then in the front right is Armature facing off with Dr. Solace. And then behind you guys, the heroes, is flying above is Hazit himself. And behind the Hanover Industries side are a number of large mechanized bots and this big, I'm not even going to try to hide it, G.I. Joe Cobra tank, because that thing blew my damn mind when I was a kid. And guess what? Dr. Solace saw reruns and she liked it too. And she made it happen because I've just got that level of power here, friends. I just made it happen right there. Actually, I made it happen a few many sessions ago, but I'm following through on it. I'm committed to it. The bit will not go fallow. So, let me ask you guys, should we begin with the fight and then back up to how the fight happens? Or do you guys actually want to have a bit of conversation to see if this escalates to a fight? Reminder that Power Beyond Doubt is a game that's in playtest, and we do have some new teamwork rules, so I am eager and itching to have a bit of fight.
Fight, 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 fight.
Nice.
That fight, then find out why we're fighting. I mean, we know why we're fighting, but
I mean,
we know why we're fighting, but maybe let's start on media res, and then after the fight concludes, we might have more of a feeling of what
maybe we'll need a who pulled the
conflict.
So we begin. We have the recap page, right? You flip the page and you see like single panel that takes up the top half of the leftmost page of Dr. Jocelyn Solis holding a remote control. And it's obvious, like there's a period of ellipsis if this is in the middle of some kind of conversation. And she says, She says, "You are not taking my company from me," and she presses a button. And when that button is pressed, the first thing that we see is that Anisha, in the very next panel beneath, there's a moment where there's a bit of surprise, and then all of your limbs stop working and they just become like these wiggly spaghetti noodles and you fall to the ground. And that's what sets things off, friends, because she's just turned off your limbs. Farouk Fidel is wearing a face mask, but could he have sold you out? I don't know. So there we go. You guys are in the thick of it. That was our inciting incident for the fight. It's the first act. By the way, I'm just going to go ahead and say not armature.
Oh, Lordy. So I feel like we need a little bit more setting building.
Yes.
So we are indoors, right?
In like a large garage?
Yes, in a very large garage or garage.
Sub-level.
Sound cool and Englishy. All kinds of concrete. There are a bunch of columns in here with like the black and white stripes along them. Number of cars that are just there for Atlas to throw at people. And then, of course, Cobra Tank and bad guys.
Gotcha.
And it was like, I actually think I remember some of this setting from last time when I tried to break in, I think.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, last time we tried to break in.
A long time ago.
About the same wellness of the just as well.
I think there was like an elevator at one end.
Yes.
At the far end.
Yeah, and that's of course how Solace and festooned by her guards like marched in to talk to you guys, and we had some kind of conversation that's then elided to get straight to the fight. Is that enough? Anybody want to do any building? Like anybody want to add anything here in the underground complex?
And are we like in the kind of where the cars would drive, vehicles would drive, so we've got vehicles at either side.
Yeah.
And then,
Then you've gotten out to talk and at some point so people can do heroic stuff. I'm not going to make you get out of a car. Unless, Demon Deacon's like just chilling in the car.
I feel like it's pretty easy since we're assuming that there was some pre-game discussion, so to speak, that we can be positioned just about however we want within reason.
Absolutely. In the hex map in my brain, you're exactly where you want to be.
Yep.
Fighting.
All right. Well, I'm gonna seed first and just put that out there because I feel like Seraph doesn't particularly have a grudge against anybody else on the field right now.
Well,
except maybe Dr. Solace, but man, punching Dr. Solace seems like an extremely bad idea.
you would probably go right through her like butter.
Oh, I mean, no. Narratively, that's not cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But,
and then Superman punch killed Lex.
yeah, like, that's not what those stories are about.
Yeah.
Like edgy 15-year-old nerds can argue about that, but
I'm willing to serve then.
All right. In fact, well, remember the new. That's right. I'm still not entirely used to having two monitors. It's nice, but I'm adapting.
So I don't need to use.
When a team brings coordinated tactics to a conflict or battle, the outcomes are different. So when the team commits to a strategy, the players should choose somebody to kick that off. That's the new intro to teamwork.
Okay, I'm not doing strategy. I'm just reacting.
Yeah. So don't worry about that.
Yeah, I'm like struggling up and like that is the last time you'll do that. Diffuse. And
nice.
Is this wielding my powers or direct confrontation? I just need to check I got into new move. When I use gadgets, knowledge, and resources, I got to suppose you may roll with genius to wield your powers.
Instead of power. Okay.
Power.
I think you should be doing that. That thing exactly.
I want to just... I think possibly Project Fuse is better at hacking things than me. Because I'm not going... And I want to kind of alter the playing field and just... neutralize opponents. I want to basically take out some... let's EMP some Iron Man tech, basically, short circuit some stuff. So, I have to leave full screen so I can get to the dice. So this is...
Or like Jen, you need a second screen.
Yes. I mean, I've got the iPad for the...
or you alt-tab.
The Google Sheet. +2 for this. Let's roll. 9. No, 8, sorry. Wait a second. Oh, 9. Still, it's 9. With confidence, 9.
All right. With confidence, 9. Now, wield your powers on a 9. Let me take a look here real quick. All right. On a hit, choose one. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm trying to neutralize the opponent for now.
Cool.
So I would like it to be like, I imagine she has like a little earpiece thing, and I would like that to just whine so loud that she has to
I love
get
that.
out and possibly at least freeze for a moment some suits,
Totally
Brooks
cool.
And
like she, not Farouk, but like maybe some of the bots in the back, right, that were under her control. Like you freeze that scream, you hear the whine, the scream, like the ease of kind of zipping off the page.
Yeah, there. It's a bit more direct. She hits me, I hit back. Yeah.
Yep. Totally cool. All right. Are we engaging? Sorry, I just want to, because I know, Jen, you said that we have to commit to a strategy. So we're not exactly engaging with strategy yet. That was just a kickoff. Okay, cool. So that happens. And a couple of the bots continue hovering, do not move forward. And I think Manicius is going to charge forward and tackle you, Atlas, because this is an excuse to scrap.
Well, damn.
I know. I think he tackles you and slams you right into the big paddy wagon van that he just has. That that if you remember, Hazit in last session was like, or last issue was saying, if you work for Aegis, we could get you one of these. You could get around town. You're like, no, I don't like paperwork. So now you're getting slammed into the van. What do you do?
I mean, I'm already getting slammed. Do I weather a blow already, or?
You know what? I think you should just go ahead and weather a blow. He's cheap shotted you, man.
All right.
Roll with the absolute value of trust or confidence, whichever is furthest from 0.
I get to choose even, because I am tough inside and out. And it's good to roll low, right? So I'll roll with trust. And that's a 5.
On a 6 or less, you stand strong. Mark XP and describe how you weather the blow.
Ooh, marking XP, I'm a fan. I think it's one of those, like, he slams into me, but like Atlas has his hands out and he's being pushed back, where his feet are actually like tearing through the concrete floor, but like he's not being slammed into the van. He's just before the van manages to stop the momentum and then pushes Manicius a bit.
Nice. Just to be clear, Manicius has not grown a beard. Just,
No, I know.
just to spite you. Like, he's not going to copy you. Beard. Whatever. Clean shaven. Rich has a beard, but like he does not. So he rubs his clean shaven face. Awesome. So you shove him back and you did not destroy a van. Good on you. Yeah. What do you do in response, Atlas?
Then I would like to be indomitable.
Ooh. You go into battle, roll with daring.
Yes. Let's see. My daring is a 2. So, give it a try. That will be an 11. Which gives me a hold of 3. Instead of facing Minucius, who I don't have a personal grudge against, I actually jump over him. And what I'm doing is name a character on the scene, but outside of my reach, and I cross the distance between you before they have a chance to react. So I jump over Minucius and land right in front of Dr. Solus.
Nice. And I think you because we're in an underground parking garage, you leap up your shoulder, you kind of duck your head down, your shoulder and back slam into the top of the underground garage, and it cracks a bit of the concrete. You land and your feet do that whole thing of cracking the pavement underneath it as you land right in front of Dr. Solus, who's still holding her ear. And you have her at a serious disadvantage. Let's swing over to the Demon Deacon. Sorry.
There's three holds. So. Oh,
you're gonna do all of them? Okay, I thought you were going. Okay, yeah, do it, man.
I nothing specific. I'm not sure if you're supposed to spend it all in one go or.
Well, hold.
No, it's during the. Okay, no.
It's hold, okay. So it's during the fight. That's why. But yeah, if you want to go.
No, I'll definitely hold and ignore all ill effects to myself from an incoming attack. So. No, that's it then.
Okay, cool. I was not trying to rush you.
No.
All right, awesome. Demon Deacon, there's a woman person moving towards you. She's all green. Her face is somewhat see-through, except for the skull in the middle. What are you doing? She looks a little demonic, maybe.
All right. I think that as she approaches, I am going to speak in some dark and foul tongue as I make a motion, and a flaming portal is going to open as a horde of, about 1.5 foot tall little gibbering mouth demons come rushing out to tackle her.
Holy crap. That's terrifying. I think that you are you're using illusions, I assume, here for a direct confrontation?
No, they're real. I've opened up a portal to hell.
Oh, geez. Okay, good to know. All right, let's do it.
Is it wield power, you think, or what am I doing? Or confrontation?
I think it's direct confrontation because you are wielding your powers to do this, but the end result is you're trying to engage in a direct confrontation with a slime ball.
Cool. So that's confidence, and it is daring. And for me, those things are currently 2 for confidence and 0 for daring. All right, so +2. And that will give me an 11.
Wow. On a 10+, you choose 2 options.
Okay.
Are you an overconfident? I don't think you are. Oh, you might be.
What do you got to get to overconfident?
So you have a 2 confidence, which would put you to overconfident.
Okay.
Which means that on a 12+, right? You just got a 12. Mm-hmm. So first of all, on 10+, you crap.
I am thinking about nudging the overconfident stuff down to 11+. To trigger them more often, but I'm not going to Calvin ball it here. I'm just saying that's something I've been thinking about.
Sounds good. Calvin ball is like where you make up rules in the middle of the game as you go. for people who didn't read the amazing Calvin and Hobbes comic strip.
It's a term that I need to use professionally when I am playtesting for my job.
And it normally works. Like most people who are playing with you are like, oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, awesome. So good. Yeah, so you don't have to choose the overconfident. You're in the overconfident state, but it only triggers on a 12 plus with confidence alignment.
Okay, so I think I'm going to resist and avoid their blows, and I am going to frighten my opposition. Impress, surprise, or frighten my opposition.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. Selena was basically, her hands were coming out towards you and they're becoming this like viscous ooze that she was going to use to try to wrap you up. But then that portal opens up and maybe there's stuff straight from her nightmares, but she shrieks and she will dodge out of the way. And maybe she's not even going to come back and try to fight with you, person who has actual literal hell demon gibbering mouther things coming out from you. Yeah, good job. That was pretty terrifying.
Yeah, I think in the middle of all of this chaos, what needs to happen is somebody needs to like be Unisha's hands and feet until she, gets her.
At 1 foot. Just.
All right, I'll only be 1 foot for you. Until you get your limbs back up and running. So yeah, I think I'll scoop Unisha up and say, point me somewhere.
Just get me behind a pillar for a second. I spent a few hours practicing for this. I say, wiggling my toes. Just get my sock off.
Whatever it takes. I will scoop her up, take her behind a pillar, and get one of her socks off. Well, her sock off. And I'm like, also, tell me if you need me to hold anything.
Okay, top pocket. That's like
shoulder.
Yeah. Top breast pocket.
Got it.
Yeah. There's like little, just some little thin tools, fiber optic light and stuff. Like,
all right.
And the cables.
Me to foot it over, or?
Yeah, and the cables.
Okay.
What do you think is a move for me to? I imagine I'm going to try and do a little bit of restarting of my tentacles after they've been shut down, using my foot and
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is an escape from peril, right? The peril of being trapped in without your aid. So when you rush to escape from peril, roll with daring. On a 10 plus, you made a clean getaway, which means you will recover yourself. On a 7 to 9, you've either left something behind or been forced to take something with you, the MC's choice.
This will be a +1, so confidence.
I am also
7. Because of
right.
confidence.
Yep.
I think Jen was about to say, I'm going to help you, but with a 7. Atlas and Seraph both have a +1 forward. Did you use that +1 forward for Atlas's move? And would it have made a difference? I don't think it would have made a difference because you succeeded. So, sorry, just a reminder there that we had +1 forwards on the table. Okay, with a 7, it's going to hurt. So I'm going to have you weather a blow to recover and basically jumpstart. Evidently, there's a little bit of black ice in here in the way that she took over your limbs, and you were able to kickstart them, but they are going to deliver a bit of a jolt back to you.
It's not be fun. Okay. So it's furthest away from. Sorry. Just for weathering a blow, it's the...
It's whichever's furthest from 0. So the highest
the
of the
one.
two, highest
Okay.
number. You have to use absolute value. So you've got a 1 and a 0. It's a 1. You're rolling plus.
So I got 9, which is...
Not awesome. Choose one of the following. A foe gains an opportunity. The MC shifts one of your tracks by 1. You lose a relevant tie.
Let's say MC shifts one of your tracks.
Drop your confidence to 0. You lose a little bit of confidence in yourself as you work through this, but I'm not narrating your thought bubble, but you have to be thinking, like, I've been hacked? Someone can hack me? This is not good. That's got to shake your confidence a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe Chris Claremont voice there. Oh,
so I grit my teeth
now.
through the, I'm assuming, kind of electrical shock.
Mhm.
Is the,
We have all
thing.
like
I
cool.
imagine it's like almost like a reverse replaying of the tentacles all just collapsing into a heap of tentacles. They all just like spring back into
Yes. Yeah,
into
that's
actual limbs. And
I rock that. That is awesome. Way to go, Seraph. Way to help out poor Armature. Get her back on track. That is amazing.
thanks.
Every time.
Yeah, and so the two of you have that brief moment. You've taken her around a concrete barrier, and that is when Farouk Fidel comes around, and he stands in front of the two of you, covering you with, he's got like a little pop-up, some kind of blasters on his thing. It says, I must request that both of you stand down. You cannot stop Hanover Industries' pursuits to save this world.
By filling it with giant monsters?
Yeah.
I have trust in Dr. Solace. She will help us to pull through.
I'm sorry, Farouk. I don't think your trust is placed correctly.
Does she have something on you? I also peek around the corner to see how chaotic it is.
Yeah, you see that Atlas, like there's a panel of Atlas and Manisha's going toe for toe. Hazit is attacking the Cobra tank thing. Demon Deacon is finishing up with dealing with Selena Slimeball. So it's pretty darn chaotic. There's like little bits of fire going on. The concrete column has been smashed into by the Cobra tank. It's pretty hectic, yeah.
Okay,
Dr. Solace has gotten her earpiece out now, and she's going to backups.
Yeah, look, Farouk, this is going to escalate quickly. If you can show your workings on why you should trust her, now might be the time.
I think you're trying to persuade him. So lay out what you'd like him to do. You have, and why they should do it, and roll with humanity.
I do actually have one. I've grown.
So proud.
Not that much, though.
We all have bad days.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the good news is you get to mark XP. Good job. Good job. Bad news is that he says, I'm sorry, Anisha. You will only get in our way. And then he's going to fire on both of you.
All right, I'm gonna protect Anisha from this oncoming
nice
fiery thing. I got to do the thing, man.
Nice, and you see all these like, oh shoot, what is it called? Like a proton torpedo type deal, like a little miniature proton torpedoes, like Star Trek's like pew pew pew, like these little pulsar things come out and they will strike.
I'm totally just like, he would do that to me, and just
just a little bit too like watching it happen, being like, this isn't happening, but it's totally happening.
Yeah,
that feeling. Felt that many times. All right, so I am safeguarding.
That's right. I was like, wait, what is this move named? Oh, yeah, Safeguard.
Yeah,
I love it.
safeguarding. So I'm going to roll with power. And it's a trust-aligned move, so it's a +3 total with a 9 on the dice.
Would you get a +1 for safeguarding me for ties?
Not automatically.
Okay.
Oh, wait, yes, I would. So it would be 13. Sorry, I am confusing tie targeting with helping someone out, which is 2 different things.
And Seraph appears to have a 2 in trust, which means she's in an overstate.
I am. I'm overburdened, so I have to pick an overburdened choice as well. So, yeah. Yeah, I keep them safe, and I choose 1. I'm going to do the regular. Maybe this is our first official overstate. I feel like Rich has been sort of pushing this there. Goodness, this is a chewy choice.
It is.
I've got to think about this.
Kudos to the game designer for this difficult choice.
Man, how did they get so smart?
I don't know.
Goodness, because like I'd love to gain a team or give a teammate an opportunity. That seems like a great thing for me to help Anisha snap out of it. Shifting my confidence or trust seems like it would be pretty great right now, but oh man. All right. Here we go. Yeah, I never catch these. Bam. All right. Anisha is going to get an opportunity from this. And I'm overburdened, so I have to choose another thing. I think I'm going to take -1 forward to escape and assess. That just seems fitting for this situation.
Cool. So you give your teammate an opportunity, and you're taking that -1 forward. Those are interesting choices. I like it. So you do keep Armature safe by protecting yourself. Maybe like your wings fold over. And I'm not going to, like, I don't feel like a weather a blow on a successful safeguard makes so much sense. Like, you safeguard them, right? I don't want to necessarily snowball too many moves where move, trigger, move.
Yeah, there are times I think when it would make sense, especially if it was like a 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but with a super good roll, I feel like we'll just let it.
Do I just see the wings suddenly just come out in front of me and a little glow between the feathers of the explosion?
Yes. Oh, I love that. And there's a moment as, just like Armature, you were shocked that Farouk fired upon you. There's a moment in the aftermath of Farouk pausing, like, I really just did that. And that is the opportunity that you have. What do you do, Armature? Fully within your rights to take bloody vengeance.
I think with like a little nod to Seraph, because like, that's twice. I want to just like grab onto his arms and just strip. Basically high speed dismantling. I'm not just ripping it apart. I'm little tiny screwdriver tips are just and just.
Sounds like a direct confrontation where you're trying to take something from them. So let's see you do it. Roll with daring.
Yeah, and I think when I directly engage while piloting my suit, I roll strengths minus any weaknesses that apply in the situation. Nimble and quick, That feels self-repairing isn't really a strength in this situation. I mean, I'm exposed interior and unarmed, but I've got a pause, so I'm not getting shot at. So maybe that doesn't.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
And no, I don't have a tie with Farouk. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. So +1. Let's roll. 9.
All right. On a 9 for direct confrontation, you can choose one. So you can take something from him if you want to take his pulsar blasts. That is a thing.
Yeah, I'm like moving in quickly and not really looking at what I'm doing there. I'm like, Fruit, don't do that again, please. And I'm also off to one side with.
Nice.
And just then the bits are just ting, 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 falling to the ground. I've not damaged anything. It's all. But I've just unplugged and unscrewed everything.
Love it. Let's bounce back to Atlas, and we'll get a reaction shot from Farouk in just a moment. Let's bounce back to Atlas. You're going toe-to-toe with Manicius. He is holding his own. And he even says to you...
No.
Sorry, wait.
I dodged that.
You jumped over him. That's right. You're standing in front of Dr. Solace. Sorry. You're not going toe-to-toe with sorry, you had leapt over, and you've got another hold to use as Dr. Solace has finally gotten things clear. She's pulled up a little like forearm visual display, and she's trying to call her drones to her.
Uh-huh.
And she's trying to run away from you. What do you do?
Oh, well, I'm going to use the move that I just bought with that nice low roll on the... I'm just going to stand over her, towering over her, as you could say, and use my towering presence. And I'll tell her to stand down. Or, well, I guess... tell her people to stand down.
All right. So you go into battle. Roll with daring.
No,
towering presence. Sorry, I was.
When you give someone an order or a warning, roll with daring.
There we go. How this goes. Don't forget your +1 because you didn't use it on the last roll, but let's definitely use it now.
Did. I mean, technically, I
okay. All right. Fair enough. Roll daring then. It's a playbook move, so you don't do confidence or trust.
Damn it, it's a 6. I should have just let you.
I know, but you're honest, and I admire that. Just remember that my GM move is made with adoration, and I'm impressed by your honesty. Yeah, and she scrambles away from you. You're right there. You give her an order to stand down, and she says, "I have seen the future, you fool. I know what hell is coming. The abyss is coming, and I must stop it. No one else can save this planet but me.
Bringing it here."
And that's when a pair of drones come by, pick her up, and she flies out of your grasp. And she is actually headed back towards the elevator. She is just going to let her underlings deal with this. You guys are not enough threat, or maybe you're too much of a threat. But yeah, she's getting out. Demon Deacon.
Okay. This group here, I mean, they're attacking Aegis. So this, I mean, all around, this has the potential to go badly for them, right? I mean,
if Azit has already reported this out, which you anticipate he has done, Hanover Industries is in a whole lot of trouble, even if they win this fight.
All right. So there has to be something very important that she believes that makes this worth it. So as she's rushing towards that elevator, I think I'm going to light off after her and try to get into that elevator with her so I can have a moment. My intent is to get there and have a conversation to pierce the mask with her.
Oh, that sounds really fun. I want that to happen. Let's see if you can... let's see if there's a move we should hit here. Is that just a thing that happens? It just happens. This is just too cool. Like, I could see a move happening, but I'm perfectly happy with just you having this conversation. So you sneak past. You were able to work your way around Selena Slimeball. And
she's got Mouther demons bothering her.
God. Yeah, so you get onto the elevator and you step in right as the doors are about to close, and she looks at you, and she's got one of her little drones kind of hovering over her shoulder. It's like the two flyer drones. One she sent back out, right? Kind of you ducked under it, and and then the doors close, and she seems defensive, like, I will use this drone to destroy you.
Doctor, you have to realize that this is not going well. Surely there's something that we can come to an agreement here on.
That's a nice setup. Let's see you pierce the mask.
All right. I get to use the positive, use my trust negative as a positive, but I will automatically trigger the overburden.
Ooh, delicious.
Yeah. And since this goes off of, let's see, pierce the mask is, sorry, humanity, so it's 0, so I'm rolling +2. That's an 11.
And you're automatically choosing from the overburden.
I am.
All right. Fantastic.
So
you get to ask 3 questions.
What are you really planning?
Nice. So she relaxes a little bit. There's something about the manner that you have that she may not trust you, but accepts that you're not here to continue this fight. And she says, Reverend, a future version of myself sent me a message showing me that the abyss came and destroyed our reality. I have been searching across all of the other realities to try to find something that could defend us. Obviously, you are not enough because you were here. That is why I must save our universe at any cost.
You have to realize that having attacked Aegis, you're now going to be an outlaw.
I understand. I wish that it had been different, but you've forced me to defend my company. You and your team have pushed me to this.
You brought in horrible danger to this city. Surely you do not think these monstrosities would be what could...
If they had been able to be controlled.
If. Oh. But they weren't.
They weren't. You are right. And I will accept responsibility for what I have wrought after my job is done.
Well, what do you intend to do?
I will find another reality. One that will serve us and save this world.
There are reasons we can work together. There are ways that we could face this problem united rather than at odds. What can I do to help you?
She says, I understand that you have access to the Hell Dimension. My research shows that this abyss is an anathema to the Hell Dimension, as well as the minions of heaven.
I can inquire more and perhaps find allies, though these allies are not what one would call trustworthy.
I agree. There will be bargains that will have to be struck. I would not enter into one myself. I have a legal team, but I don't think they are learned in the laws.
I have a feeling they're going to be very busy after all of this.
Yes.
I'll help you.
Like you hit the penthouse.
I'll help you. But you have to end this fight with my comrades. We need to be working together.
Cool. And I think in a way you are you asking her how could I get your character to end this?
I think I've used all mine. I did the what are you really planning?
Yep.
What do you want me to do? And what do you intend to do?
Damn, that was just so natural. Tyler, you're a master level player. Good job.
But maybe I could hit that bargaining at this point, my own personal move.
Ooh, let's see that. That's always good and dangerous.
So when I parlay with a villain outside of conflict and away from the other heroes, find something you have to offer, spend a team, and forge a bargain with them.
All right. Well, that's it. That's it. Oh, cool. So you just forge a bargain. There's no roll. That's cool. This is a neat move.
Spend my team.
All right. She says, you'll keep Armature under control because she's a very vindictive little girl.
Woman. And yeah, I think I can get the team to understand. But I'm telling you, if you want this to work, you have to come clean with us. We have to know what you know. If you expect us to trust you, no more of these lies, no more of this monsters raging across the city that we're surprised by. We will be stronger together, Doctor.
Taps and opens up her mic on her little display on her forearm sheath there, and the drones that are flying around in the subterranean level fighting with Hazit and the rest of you broadcast, and you hear Dr. Salas say, Hanover Institute Security Force, please stand down. All interlopers, if you would also stand down, we can have a conversation about the threat that truly faces us all.
Thank you.
Venetius, who is coming up to like try to cheap shot you, Atlas. I think he stops. Farouk, who was
I'm totally, if I don't want to, but I do want to interrupt
what's
you.
ours to do? Do it.
I want to just just dump like his photon cannon arm pieces in his arms, like, and then just walk past him to the elevator.
He stands down. Slimeball is like, not in the fight. She's still running from the crazy Mouther things. So what is our Seraph doing?
Knocking some soot off my wings and sort of assessing the situation afterwards, you know, looking around, seeing if anybody's not standing down.
Her team seems to be loyal enough to stop fighting you guys upon her order. Maybe she like slid in a code word that it kind of keys that this is not a trick from Armature, but they seem to trust it.
Sure. Then yeah, quick head count of my team and just shake my head. We were talking before, but and I'll look to Farouk and just say, could you please escort us to penthouse level?
Nice. So I think this is the perfect time for us to take a quick little bio break. It is right at the hour, so 7 minutes. And we'll pick up with you guys in Dr. Solace's penthouse. See you in 7.
Hello, Tyler.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm swell. How about you?
Doing fairly well.
I got bad news that a coworker has their sister passed, and it means for the next 2 weeks I'll be working at 4 a.m. every day.
Oh.
But
It's
other
bad
than
all the way down.
it does mean though that I'll get Christmas Day off, which is nice. Not particularly because Christmas is that big a deal. It's just I didn't want to work it, so. I've got to remind Rich that I overburdened that move. He still has a question that he gets to ask me because I keep forgetting to make sure that those get done. And I like them. I think it's one of the coolest things you did. I think it's super nifty.
I really want to have a overburdened move. I want to be overburdened or overconfident.
We know what you mean.
Yeah. Overstate.
Puppy.
He just had to follow me back up, so.
Oh, looks like he's being a wiggly boy.
He is. He hated his hood. He would always try to bite at it, so even though it looks kind of janky, we cut the hood off. It's actually too small on him. Look, it's supposed to go his butt, but he's grown. He's 8.5 pounds now.
Oh, he's getting good size. Yeah.
He's a giant. Biggest.
Almost the size of my cat.
Right, exactly. One day he'll be as big as my cat.
One day you'll hit double digits in pounds. That's right.
Oh, a cutie. Oh,
he's a good dog.
Rich, just to remind you, whenever you want to get to it, but probably before everybody gets to the penthouse, I owe an answer to Dr. Solace because I was overburdened.
Oh, yes. And we also had a in chat request for a conversation between Manicius and Atlas, and I'm very happy to have that. Let me take a look at this. Overburdened. So let me see. Is there parameters for that question? That's right. How do you see me right now? How will you use my answers? She's going to ask, how do you see me right now? So you can think on that answer. I'm just going to let you have that so you can ponder for a bit. So as it is true in almost every elevator that exists in every RPG session that I run, the background music is Girl from Ipanema. And I imagine that Atlas and Manicius are at the very back because you're super tall. And these are the big elevators, so they are sized for Manicius to not have to stoop over, which means that Atlas doesn't have to either. And this is you ran away from me.
You ran towards me. You seem very eager to fight me.
Mm-hmm.
Why? You have nothing to prove to me. You have something to prove to yourself.
I wanted the biggest challenge. That was you.
Why do you specifically need to search out the biggest challenge?
I'm having a little trouble hearing you, Jan.
I'm sorry, my throat's a bit...
I'm sorry.
Why do you specifically try to look up the biggest challenge?
Because it's how I prove the most value. And right now it is for Hanover Institute. If our world survives this threat, maybe I will work for someone else.
You don't always have to face the biggest threat, though.
You and I, we share the same blood. I think we both have the same drive. Do you think, brother, do you think that I could defeat that member of the Mega Stars Sloth? He's ugly.
Yes.
I'm much more handsome. Seems like he shouldn't be on TV, but I could be.
Yes, you could take him, but it would not necessarily be an interesting fight.
Hmm.
You see, you can throw your great strength against great strength, but sometimes it's smart to just use your powers against something that would not be matched to it.
Speak plainly, brother. What do you want me to do?
Think before you act.
Nice. And he frowns a little bit. He at least thought that you would have his back on. I'm doing this like I'm taking on the biggest threat, even if you probably didn't want to be the biggest threat. But yeah. So we cut back to the penthouse just before they arrive. Maybe we see a couple panels of the numbers going up as they're coming up the elevator. And Dr. Solace looks over at you and she says, Deacon, how do you see me?
I think you're driven, obsessed, and I know obsessions. Obsession makes us do foolish things. You're endangering what you want to save. I want to help you avoid that. But if you continue on this track, it will not be the abyss that swallows us. It will be Solus that destroys this world.
Ding! Doors to the elevator open, and you see the penthouse office / residential space for Dr. Jocelyn Solace that has a beautiful view of the Wading River and the mid-center of the city of Halcyon City. You see all the gleaming towers in the middle of the city, the heart of it. And Hanover Institute is just set far enough away to be close, a helicopter's ride away, but not having to deal with a whole lot of have to deal with a lot of traffic or hubbub. And she gestures to all of you. Welcome to Hanover Institute. So I guess this is how we should have began the conversation originally. I had it on good authority that you had come here to try to stop my desires to save this planet.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about your motivations here. As I look around and see how the penthouse has changed since we were last here, smashing it the hell up.
Yes, she's cleaned up a lot of things.
Isn't there like a secret room that opened up with Minucius?
Yes, that's already open now. Like it's just part of her lab because she doesn't have to reveal Minucius anymore. And Minucius has his own bed in his home dormitory, just a few floors below. It's great. He loves it. He's got PlayStation 4 and an Xbox One X.
And a race car bed.
And a race car bed. Yes, totally race car bed. Supersized race car bed.
The size of an actual race car.
It would have to be literally the size of an actual race car.
It's actually made out of a race car.
You just threw a bed in the gutted out middle of a race
You
car.
just tin canned it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like sardines.
Oh, it's just too much. I love it. Yes, all the repairs have been made to see that the kitchenette's fully stocked, that the floors have been fully replaced. Before it was a poured concrete, and now it's like this nice wood floor and brighter woods, like the kind, I don't even know, like a birch. It's just not good with wood, but the very bright kind of almost tan colored wood, so that it pulls in a lot of the sun. And they have the big long series of glass window panes, but there's no frames to any of them, so it's just like you can just look out onto the vista. And she says, I will show you the message that was sent to me just a few weeks ago from my future self. And she pulls up a thing, and then you have like a little view screen pop down, and she cues up a video. It begins with what you see is Dr. Solace. She is broadcasting from a space station, because you can see the Earth beneath her, and there's a bit of like some kind of masking tech for the first sentence or so that she says. Obviously, whatever it was, either she masked it during the broadcast, or the Dr. Solace in the now has masked it on the video here. And sorry, just saw that note. It is so true. And she says, Dr. Solace Jocelyn, I am you in 1 year. Due to the inaction of the superhero community, a threat has come that begins in Halcyon City but spreads across the world. I am safe because I am here. You will be safe if you make it here, but we will have failed. You and I know it is most important that we show this world enlightenment and provide for it with all the technology that we can bring to bear. We have failed. There are other places where I will go, but I send you this message so that you can prepare and perhaps avoid this eventuality. It means that I will cease to exist as I am in this recording, but I give that up in the hope that with this knowledge, you'll be able to fight. What has happened, you must see. And then the video changes, and you see a perspective. You see Halcyon City, and in the sky opens up this whirling dark portal, and out of it issues forth this kind of dark dust that comes out, vomits forth through this portal, runs over the rivers, the streets, across the buildings, and as it does, it sweeps across and paints and destroys every living thing. Technology starts to short out. This video is very short-lived before the camera is destroyed. Switches to several other vistas and viewpoints, all time synced up to where you can see this thing starts not far from Castle Blackstone and spreads out across all of Halcyon City. Video feeds queue up. People are running away. They're caught up like a volcanic blast, and nothing is left behind. And then it comes back to show the vista of the space station. And the Earth looks gray. The seas are a dark wine color. There appear to be no clouds. It's a dead planet. The video ends and Dr. Sala says, "That is what I am trying to avoid."
And the good doctor has agreed that we should probably work together to stop this sort of thing.
And we just trust that that's real? I mean, give me a Tupperware of biryani in an afternoon and I can knock that up.
Well, since we're working together, my dear amateur, I'm sure the doctor will be more than willing to let you study this in great detail. You can ascertain for us all if this is real.
I look to her.
There was a particular code sequence at the beginning of the video that only I know, and therefore only my future self would know.
Also, evil alternate realities, evil future selves. I mean, come on.
I think you're the only one with an evil future self, Armature.
Loads of people have evil versions.
I
Hold
think
on,
Atlas
hold on.
like side eyes to Manutius.
And he's just like, I'm not evil, I'm just better.
I'm just a jerk. It's different. Being a dickhead doesn't make you a, evil person. Just makes you a little rough to be around. But Seraph will say, let's see if we can burden the time of Dr. Forsythe and get their opinion on this matter. It's a neutral third party. And quite frankly, they might have some very good ideas of what to do next.
I've considered it, of course. However, Dr. Forsythe can only see so far into the future, and this is as yet out of what she has shared to be her current range of foresight. But still, it could be valuable. She was reluctant to have conversations with me in the past.
Mm-hmm. Well, so that's one strategy going forward. The next.
And I'm not trusting her data until I've seen it myself.
I also have some means of learning a bit more about this. The doctor says that this is, my apologies, Armature. I know that you don't completely believe in this sort of thing, but the abyss dimension, some of those I've been known to deal with have considerable enmity with the abyss. I could learn more.
We have a few things to take care of after this, Reverend. I think that also we should look into strategies of disrupting the portal directly. It's a dangerous strategy because clearly a great amount of, I'm just going to get as broad as I can and say energy comes out of the portal.
If it's real.
If it's real. But slowing, reversing, ceasing that transport can only be to our advantage.
I still don't understand what the big idea was with the kaiju.
Well, obviously Dr. Salsa's clever plan was to punch. the thing with the giant monster?
No, the belief was that if we could open a portal, connect the two portals together, it would run right through to the other dimension.
Interesting.
Being a dead planet out of a planet that was controlled by kaiju seemed like a better option than allowing it to take place here.
But instead, you brought kaiju here.
Yes. Yes,
Well,
I did.
What was your reasoning for that form of test?
I don't have the experience with opening portals to other dimensions that perhaps others might have.
Well, interesting. Do any other strategies come to mind to anyone else?
Not until I've seen it for my own eyes.
All right. Then I believe, who, Atlas, do you think that you could get in touch with Dr. Forsyth? All right. In that case, I should probably support Reverend Hazard in procuring more information from his contacts. Anisha, you should stay here with Dr. Solace and review her data.
That makes the most sense.
All right. Dr. Solace, I think that a bit more blue sky strategizing from you would probably be most useful at this point.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you for coming around. I'm glad that we could work together on this issue.
Now, we haven't seen Hazit in this scene, so what I'm thinking is that Hazit has left a communicator with you guys so that he can keep eyes and ears on, and he has gone back to Aegis and is effectively filing a report, and Hanover Industries going to be in a whole lot of trouble.
Farouk. Where's he?
Up, he's here.
Yeah,
He's been
okay.
kind of came in, went over to the workshop, started repairing the things that you disconnected. He's been listening quietly.
Half of my humps and have been with glances towards him as well.
Yeah. He's remaining unobtrusive, but yeah. It's a thing. Sounds like we're heading into some downtime moves, are we not?
I think so.
Cool. So perhaps Onisha is cloistering herself in research, her favorite move.
I think I might be doing that. I'll be just back with just 1 second.
Okay, that's fine. Perhaps Atlas is reaching out to allies? And I definitely want to lead to putting the pieces together as a possibility here. What about, what is Seraph up to? What do you think you're engaging?
Well, honestly, oh good, I'm not muted. Phew. I feel like this is a useful time to be like, hey, Demon Deacon, you told me that you were going to set up a meeting between me and like some unknown backer who's probably definitely a demon.
Yes, and I may have overstated my ability to get information until that meeting is held.
So I feel like we need to take care of that, and I feel like that might not fit as a downtime move.
Okay. Yeah, I would agree that doesn't
I feel like
exactly.
that's a whole scene without necessarily a single move encompassing what happens.
Cool. All right. Well, we've got our little huddle. So let's do the two downtime moves first, just so we make sure we have them on screen, and then we'll slide into the Demon Deacon and Seraph meeting with this third party. Good. So, close yourself and research. When you dig in and do some serious research on a problem, either in the library or the lab, roll with genius.
I'm imagining we're working in her lab.
Of course, her
so
superior lab. It's not like Armature Industries. It's sells. What is the Hanover Industries? What is the one thing that one piece of tech or one aspect of her lab that Armature finds herself either enjoying using or perhaps just a little jealous of?
I mean, she really likes the kind of panoramic view, but I don't think that's enough. It needs to be something with her tech. Something that she's, would have to be really begrudgingly appreciating.
Well, your invention themes are robotics, drones, dimensional travel. Expertise is in engineering and physics. So perhaps something in that list that you don't have an expertise in: medicine, computers, or biology, perhaps.
Maybe something to do with time, because she sent a message back to herself through time.
That's true.
And she must have some form of that tech now. I think maybe she has some sort of holographic model of the tech, and it's might not be built yet, but
it's not done yet.
I can see the elegance of it.
Nice.
I can see, it might not be, matter time travel, maybe just, information time travel, but still, I mean, that's not to be sniffed at all. And it just, the maths of it look gorgeous. And it is distracting.
Yeah, I love that.
It's just like this. Yeah. It's like this breathtaking work of art in the middle of an office. Just
people who don't understand the tech would probably think it was some kind of literal graphic artist design.
Yeah,
pretty. But you see the genius that lies within it. Let's hit it. Roll with genius.
Yeah. And it's downtime move, so no.
Correct. No overstate stuff going on.
Ooh. With genius, so yeah, I got a big old number.
You did. On a 10 plus, you pick 2. Discover a flaw or weakness in someone or something. Learn where someone or something came from. You form a defense against someone or something.
One, while I'm here, she is not going to be hacking my prosthetics again. That's not happening.
Okay.
I might as well just
form a defense against someone or something. All right.
Yeah. I imagine I'm accessing multiple computers at once, and the one that I'm not standing next to is just
you got Project Diffuse hacking into her stuff to figure out how you were shut down. Yes, you now know the key sequence, and you just need to make a few. You form a defense. So we'll say that at any point where you say, "Yep, I'm making those upgrades to my tech," then you are guarded against it.
I want to know where the kind of energy signature come from? Like from the data that came from the future? Is there an origin? Like,
are you looking for a time origin? Are you looking like I want to make sure I understand the question.
I want to know where in the multiverse this thing came from. Like,
yes, it came from this version of Earth, and it came several months in the future.
So it isn't a extra dimensional.
It is not. This is legitimate. Dr. Solace provides all of the data that she used to try to validate it, but then you go over and above and double check the math and check all of the parameters.
Yeah, I think every time she brings up something, I'm like, oh, fine, but have you checked?
Right. And there are a couple things that you checked that she didn't, and she may kind of scoff, like, no, this already cares to that. But you do it yourself, and nothing can disprove that this thing takes place in the future of this reality. However, it of course could potentially send you down the wrong. If you act to prevent this future, does this then force your reality to splinter into another reality?
Or is it the thing that aligns it with that?
Exactly. Or are you bringing it to pass?
I go on the comms and say, I believe her. I don't trust her, but I believe her. I'm looking her directly in the eyes when I say that.
And Dr. Solace just smiles. Sad smile, right? She's not super happy that she's right. Maybe there was a part of her that wanted to be disproven, but she'll take this victory. She's that petty.
Thank you for the confirmation.
No problem.
And then we jump to Atlas. You're going to meet with Dr. Foresight. Dr. Foresight. Where would we find her? Where's an interesting place for us to find Dr. Foresight? Any ideas?
Taking a look at the map.
Do we find her on Lonely Point?
Sure.
Cool. Atlas, are you in, how do you get out there? You don't have a car? You could try to borrow the Crusader car, maybe the flying Crusader car.
I think he'll use public transportation to get closer, and then
it's a bus. You step out and it goes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
and then just walk the rest.
Cool. So you're on the easternmost part of Halcyon City. You head up to Lonely Point. Lonely Point. There are a number of developments that are slowly invading this area. So the Lonely Point name doesn't fit as well as it would have, say, 10 years ago before developers said, hey, this is coastal property. Let's develop the hell out of this and make giant $1 million to $2 million homes. But there is, at the very tip, the northernmost point of this peninsula, there is an ancient lighthouse, and that is where Dr. Foresight can be found, at least at this time juncture. So she will, imagine as you're walking closer, she kind of steps out to the little railed walkway at the very top where the light is, and she sees you. I would say I'm surprised that you're coming, but I'm not.
No, I figured.
And then she winks and appears down at the base of the lighthouse. She smiles when you react, like she's going for that.
Right. This is something about surprises, I suppose.
I mean, Dr. Solace isn't wrong. I wouldn't have helped her.
Well...
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. You were going to...
Yes.
No, go ahead. It's more comfortable for people if they have the whole conversation.
Yes. So, do you know already about what will happen here?
Well, because you came to tell me, yes.
No, yeah.
I know. It's so hard. I hate it too. It's just like once you know, how do you unknow? And like, I'm never surprised. People don't even throw me parties anymore. It's just the worst.
But
you look good.
But you didn't know before I came to tell you.
No, technically.
So that's not good.
Oh. Yeah, it's not great.
Does that not worry you?
I mean, if I were worried about all the troubles the Halcyon City faces, I'd never get any sleep at night.
I'm pretty sure that this is not something that will be restricted to Halcyon City.
True.
This is apocalyptic, I think is the right word.
Yes, it is.
So, why would you not consider working against the apocalypse?
Well, I mean, I would have worked against the apocalypse. I just wouldn't have worked with Dr. Solace.
Yes, I can understand that, I guess.
And I don't know if I fully accept the predication that she is our savior, seeing as how she's a terrible person.
She is. But she has things she can add, I suppose.
Sure. And
would
now that she's working with people, now I would be willing to help, yes, in any way that I can. Especially you. I mean, you're the only good thing she's ever made. I mean, you were a person before.
Thank you, I guess.
But the way that she helped you was a good thing, even though she had her own nefarious reasons for it. You turned that around.
But if you are willing to help, how can you help? And this is probably where I need to roll, because...
Yep. I think this is where you need to roll.
It's just a flat roll, I guess.
No stat, but ties can still boost you.
Yeah, I have no ties with her.
She's open to having ties with you.
I'm not sure if I have any spots open. I think, I don't know. Anyway, nah, I'll just roll a fret.
Look like you do. Looks like you have 4 out of your 5 tie slots open.
But I'm feeling like maybe I should give one to Manutius.
Oh. After all that advice giving, you feel a little tied to him.
So I'll just make it a flat roll and hope for the best. 9.
Okay, on a 7 to 9, pick one.
I think that's the best thing she can offer is probably crucial information, because she has foresight.
Yeah, the best thing she can offer is she volunteers crucial information. Unless things change between what I've seen and what is to come.
You can choose an additional option, but choose one of the following as well. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, you want to get an additional option? Oh, those are pretty wicked.
Yeah. I think, it's a bit difficult. Like, news of the inquiry spreading to the wrong people is interesting, but I'm not sure who the wrong people would be in this case.
True. I know that there's some wrong people.
Okay, well then that makes it.
Yay!
That makes it an interesting option already. And yeah, maybe come with in a future scene then, because she knows exactly when to be where, so.
He says, from what I know of this current future and the time between that time and when this is supposed to happen, there are many tributaries and alternate pathways that can be taken. Suffice to say, it is time is a river. And what Dr. Solis believes is the eventuality is only a possibility. That said, I also know several very nice realities that we can move most everyone in Halcyon City to.
Yes.
If the need arises.
Again, don't think this will just stick to Halcyon City.
Absolutely. Moving a city, difficult but doable. Moving a planet, it's an order of magnitude out of my realm.
Yes.
And if you need me, Atlas, I'll be there. Best part, you won't even have to call for my help. Pretty cool, huh?
Because I already have.
Exactly. Or you didn't, bad things happen, I find out about it, and come back to make sure I'm there.
Or forward. No.
Or forward, exactly.
Yes.
Time's a river. I've just got a really cool canoe.
Okay.
How are things with you and Eunyoung Kim, by the way?
And there's a worried look on his face, like, why do you ask? Is there going to be problems?
Oh, no. That was just a personal thing. Like, I don't dig into your future. That's a little intrusive. I'm more big picture. I just think you're hot and would be super interested in you. If you've got time? No, that was super awkward. God. I'm the worst at this. So you and Eunyoung Kim are good, huh?
Yeah. Yes,
great.
Yes, they.
I'm gonna go back in time and erase this whole conversation. No, I can't do that. That's not right. Right.
It's okay.
Should go back to my lighthouse, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I should also. Yeah.
Cool. You should get Armature to make you your own flying car. Seriously. It's a crime that she hasn't already.
I'm going to get a flying car.
Maybe. Okay. Well, this was the worst conversation of the day. I gotta go. And she winks out.
And I think there's just like the last panel of just Atlas standing there, sort of confused on the like. Okay. Turns around and walks back.
Cool. So we cut to the Demon Deacon and Seraph. The two of you are, I assume, going to meet with a certain broker?
Someone.
Yeah, I don't know if it's him, or we were told when we're ready I was to get in touch and we'd be told where the meeting was, and let's see. It wasn't with my big villain enemy. What's his face? Alistair, was it?
Alistair, the Grand Duke of Hell? It is not.
Okay, good.
You're not meeting with Alistair, the Grand Duke of Hell. Where is it that you would call upon Dalmuth to set up this, like saying, I'm ready and let's do this thing? Like, just set the scene. Where is this going to happen?
Right. Seraph, where would you want it to be?
I mean, clearly this needs to be in some sort of cool, spooky place in Halcyon City on our map. So
I kind of like the kind of John Constantine, just go into like a dingy McDonald's or something. Just like, right, get out of the bathroom. We're doing it here.
Just because Dalmuth would like it doesn't mean that we have to go there. Or in fact, maybe it does, but
Dalmuth would be into that.
There's a thought. I could see it being under a boardwalk or a pier at the Fens.
Oh, let me put this in. It needs to be at a crossroads, right? That's I like the idea of that, needing to be at a crossroads. So where do you think would be a crossroads that would interest you guys?
Kind of looking for some place that's kind of got isolated roads, but isn't super clearly like a fancy suburban subdivision area.
What's Lantern Hill like?
Lantern Hill is actually the kind of semi-spooky area, I think, of the map.
It's got a big crossroads right in the middle of it.
You're right. Let's go there. What's there?
Oh yeah, Lantern Hill. The crossroads at Lantern Hill looks like 51. What's that key to? The St. Stephen's Church and Lantern Hill Cemetery. That's freaking perfect. So we opened with this big, nice looking Catholic Lutheran style, ostentatious church and this huge set of mausoleums. And of course, there are a bunch of statuary of angels and the like. And the two of you are there in the graveyard. Oh, crap. I didn't write this down. This is a thing I did right for the Masks game and have not done here. What season are we in?
I feel like it's got to be fall, right?
I was also going to say fall. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Great. Leaves all covering all of the grounds except for the small walkway where the two of you are before you.
The gravestones poking out.
Yes. It's a nice mixture of colors, the oranges and reds and occasional faded yellows of all the leaves. And seated on a gravestone is none other than Dalmuth. I think he's like sitting with like crisscross applesauce on there. And as you guys come up to him, of course, he's rubs his big pot belly as he smiles. I'm so glad that you came. Really. It took you a while to come around. But, Reverend, it's always nice to see you.
The pleasure is all mine, Dalmuth.
Well, for now it is. Seraph. It's nice to make your acquaintance. He offers up a little clawed hand.
I will shake his hand.
Cool. And he does this thing like where he like shakes, he turns, and then he leans over and he licks you in the back of your hand and then laughs. How do you react? Like gross out react or just whatever? Kind of roll dice. Oh, flipping a coin.
Grab his toe.
Yeah, I can't keep it off. Well, I can't keep it off my face. And definitely I'm like
Yeah,
wiping
nice.
my hand off.
He giggles to himself and mutters, X card me if you want, but like he mutters, oh, it tastes like lawyer. So both of you finally came to meet me. You know there's a very important party who wanted to meet with the two of you. Some important business that you need to take care of. But you took too long and some things have started to progress like kaiju. It's your fault, by the way, two of you. Lackadaisical. It happens. Consequences.
Get to the point, Delmuth. After all, we're running short on time.
I know, but I like my gloating.
You've had it. Oh no! Woe is me! How will I ever forgive myself? There, how's that? Is that what you need?
I mean, you're joking, but there's a grain of truth in there. There's a grain of truth, and that feels good to me. So, fine.
Truth feels good to you. What a
Ooh.
delicious coincidence. Oh.
So clever. Take some notes here, Reverend. You should work this into a sermon here. Like on the mount or something. Just kidding.
I think it has something to do with her. I'll kind of look over towards the wings background.
No, it's really just I'm a smartass.
Well, let me get to it then, friends. And he claps his hands together, and well, he's just got these little bitty hands, like the onomatopoeia for the clap is just huge. The font is huge. And then there's a moment of quiet, and the wind starts to pick up, and it picks up a bunch of leaves. You see this swirling dervish of you hear a train off in the distance. We're going for realism here. I've got all the sound effect budget going. And this whirling dervish of leaves comes up, and he looks over to it, and first you see a silhouette, right? For one panel, you see a silhouette inside the whirling dervish. And then it starts to take on a little bit more of a form, and you see that it's got like flying hair. I'm kind of imagining like out of an Ozzy Osbourne video from back in the day, kind of flying hair, right? And then the wind starts to die down, and standing there in this like leather mini skirt, too much eye makeup, hair teased, like all kinds of hairspray going on there, is none other than Blessed Betty Buckley. And she looks hotter than she ever did when the two of you were together, Reverend. It's her, but it's like the idealized heavy metal cover version of her.
Lita Ford like.
Yes,
the version of her that Meatloaf would die for.
So much. So much. And she smiles, and she's got the bright red lipstick, right? So the smile curls up. It's not quite Joker level smile, but the smile curls up a little bit inhumanly. She says, Horace.
Betty.
And then she looks to you, Seraph. The abyss is coming.
We've
The
heard.
nothing, the oblivion. I kind of think of it like that thing from the Never-Ending Story.
Yeah,
Steals
that's good.
all of thought, creativity, hope, even sadness, even loss, all of it gone. Hell doesn't exist without people to feed it. Heaven doesn't exist without people to believe in it. Both of your realities are at risk, as well as this world. The two of you, one who is half angel, one who is devil touched, 1 foot in 2 different realities. You're the only ones who can stop this. Pains me to say, Hori, you're actually going to pay off for something.
There's a first time for everything, my love.
I just need a small point of order here. I've heard about Blessed Betty, or no?
Oh, that's interesting. Would Horace have ever talked about his ex?
Did we not? Was it not you and I that had a intimate moment when we did an intimacy move that I talked a little bit about it, or was it someone else? I thought I had a moment where I told you.
I think that's probably right.
Cool. So, point of order, clarified. We drop back in. There is, of course, a price.
There's always a price.
Each of you must form a bargain with me, and you will be tied to me. With that bond, and with me, is the glue that will hold the two of you together. When you face the oncoming onslaught of the abyss, you will be strong enough to stem the tide.
Already you have a place in my heart. I will.
Do I? Do I really, Hori? When you forsook me, when you forsook our marriage, our vows, for your own wickedness, I have a place in your heart? A very small place. Well, you're going to have to commit to a little bit more than you did before.
You deserve that, yes. I will agree to whatever I can do.
And you, Seraph, other than being such a delightful piece of goodness, your stakes are a little easier. I assume you will give this to me.
Was Severus the connection after we have defeated the abyss? And why are you the sole locus of this additional power that we need so much? And how can you confirm that this is what we need?
Oof. Nice. That is a really cool set of questions, and Rich doesn't exactly have an easy answer for that. Have we engaged a move, or?
It's a good question. Let's take a look at some moves.
Let's take a glance.
Like maybe I'm piercing a mask, maybe.
I think so. I think piercing a mask seems like what you're closest to.
All right.
A lot of these questions line up with what you're saying. What you're really planning. What do you want me to do?
Mm-hmm.
What do you intend to do?
All right. Good one. And that's humanity. All right, cool. So a 7 on the dice with a 3 from my trust and my humanity.
Nice.
10. Just
you get 3
right
questions.
sizing it. All right. So yeah, what are you really planning? What do you want me to do? And how could I get your character to reveal more about the threat?
Okay. So what she is really planning is that she is sent here. She is effectively an avatar.
So she's not on Earth right now, is what you're saying?
Right.
Okay.
She's not on Earth. She is an avatar, and she is sent here in order to secure this agreement, this bargain. There is behind the scenes an arrangement between heaven and hell, and they are both concerned about this existential threat. That while there are other realities and other Earths, that every is death by 1,000 cuts, right? And this is
also
one of
this
the
is like this is the one. This is
the
never
prime.
Forget your first world.
No, all these others are just splinters off of the original. It's like New Coke. You guess the original.
Yeah.
So that's what you're really planning. And then second question.
My second question was, what do you want me to do?
What she wants you to do is mechanically, you have to give a tie to her.
Okay.
And on top of that, the Demon Deacon has to form a bargain with her. And so that's what she wants for you to do. And then, of course, with the understanding that, yes, you will go and stop the abyss, because that's what she was sent here to stop.
And then, how can I get your character to reveal more about the threat?
Sorry, I'm trying to think, what has she not revealed that she has access to is what I'm trying to understand. Sure. I'm not trying to buy time for a lie as much as buy time for figuring out the truth.
So here's a separate question that Seraph might ask in conversation.
Okay.
Sort of floating about. What's the difference between hell and the abyss? Or heaven and the abyss, for that matter?
Oh, very easily answered. And maybe I can explain. The abyss is nothing. The abyss has no tortured souls. It has no joyous exultation. There is no celebration. There is no mourning. There is no sorrow. There is no happiness. There is nothing. It is the lack of all things. It is the end of existence. The abyss gnaws. The abyss engulfs. The abyss subsumes. None of us want the abyss to exit that place where it has been hidden away in the corners of the universe. None, save those who want oblivion.
Are there those that are calling this thing here?
And that's the question, right? How can you get her to reveal those who might call upon oblivion? And I think it is accepting the bargain. And I think she wants some kind of penance other than flowery apologies from Reverend Hazard.
I'm hard pressed to think what I could give up for her that I haven't given up out of my own stupidity already.
I know. What's left? What's left of Horus?
Left of Horus.
Where is the ring?
Dalmuth has the ring, or I think he gave it off to the
Alistair?
Duke. Oh, yeah.
I think that.
I have to get it back.
Yeah.
Give it to her, or get it back and have it.
Yeah.
I suppose then I kind of recognize as she's saying this that confidence sport where
Sorry, side conversation about you have no team to activate bargain.
well, I think she's bargaining with me, isn't she? Or do I have to bargain with her?
So just to point of order, like mechanics and fiction, the questions are being asked by Seraph because she pierced the mask. So the answer from a mechanical standpoint, just to make clear, is tie. You both have to give up a tie. So if you've got 5 ties, you're going to have to sever a tie with someone to give it to Betty Buckley. And then on top of that, she wants a bargain with Horace. And then someone pointed out, was it Jen, that you have to spend a team.
Right. My question was, is it that she's invoking a bargain on me? My guess is she is also a tarnished in doing this. And so I'm having to agree to her things where she can call on me.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. That's a very good clarification. So, and if so, then she will burn the team.
Yeah, I'm curious because if
she wants to call on you, yeah, she wants the bargain so she can call on you. She
right.
Wants to make you do terrible things until you bring the ring back because you're tarnished.
I will free you, Betty. I will make amends for what I have done. I want to be a better man for you.
Reverend, in the years since you betrayed me, how much thought have you given to the phrase that hell hath no fury like a woman scorned? There's not a day that has passed when I have not thought of it. All you offer are empty promises, and until you come through, there will be no forgiveness.
I understand.
Are we at a bargain?
We are.
I agree.
Good. This world will have a chance. And then the wind starts to pick up and the dervish swirls around and we get the cool Ozzy Osbourne 80s hair again. And then she disappears. And
I'm going to switch one of my ties from being with Reverend Hazard to being with Blessed Betty.
Ouch! But appropriate.
Seems appropriate. Seems right. Sorry, Horace.
You had one unassigned, so you could just do it. You don't have, there's no cost whatsoever.
But I completely understand you.
Oh, no, that's not true. I did have them all fully assigned because one of them is with my secret identity.
Oh, I was saying that I knew you had to give one up. I was saying that Reverend Hazard had 4 assigned, so he had an open slot.
Yeah, I'd lost mine with Delmuth.
He was mad at you. He's
smelly.
Mad. Yeah. He is.
He
and I think he's gone. Like he did his job, so when you guys finish up your conversation, Blessed Betty disappears. I think that's it. I'll give you guys just a minute to kind of tag like reaction, whatever kind of reaction or follow-up conversation, but I think that we'll probably bring the issue/session to a close after that. So any reactions you guys want to run through?
I think I kind of almost crumpled in on myself. You know, you could see the shame and regret on me.
I'll put a hand on Horace's shoulder.
I deserve every bit of her anger.
Exes are hard. That might be true, but I think it's better to look forward than just looking back.
This is not truly her. The influences she's had to deal with have turned her to this angry being. She'll find herself again.
Well, what she needs first is opportunities.
Yes. Yes.
And if you want to be those opportunities or provide them, then we should do this right and make sure that you have those chances. Right?
Yes. Thank you, sir.
I think we need to roll comforter support. That is just like textbook comforter support right there, in my opinion.
Boop. Rolling humanity. All right. We doing this comma and or dog. All right. That is a 9 on the dice. Plus my 1 humanity.
Okay, on a hit, they hear you, which means that Reverend Hazard chooses 1. Mark XP. There's take a tie with them. And if you already have a tie, you take a team instead, or they open up to you, they can shift one of their tracks. What do you want to do?
I think I'm going to do the tie, but that'll mean I get a team instead.
Ooh.
I think I'm going to burn my There's Always a Way hold to give Demon Deacon another choice.
Nice! That is a really cool move and a great choice for it.
So, yeah.
Is there one you're in particular looking at, or?
Dealer's choice, man. It's up to you.
Well, I didn't get any XP last time, so I think I'm going to take an XP.
Get it.
Cool. With that in mind, let's review our XP triggers for this session, see if we have hit any of these. Armature, when you engage with your flair for genius in the service of your heroics, gain 1 XP. I think so. I think you're pretty geniusly flared. When you absolutely fail at some ordinary interpersonal reaction, what do you think?
I don't think so, unless I'm forgetting something.
Yeah, I don't think so. You're actually kind of normally decent, but hostile with Solace. So,
yeah,
Dr. Solus. And then Atlas. When you embrace your changes in service of your heroics, gain 1 XP. I feel like some of the bits we did with like you riding on the regular bus, and I think so. Like this one's a hard one, right? To me, I found this one a little difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I'm not really feeling it.
Okay. When you suffer from prejudices, your teammates do not gain 1 XP. I was hitting on that horrible minutia, so I hope you feel like you earned that one.
Sure.
He specifically came after you and ignored every other teammate. All he wanted to do was
Mention me, yes.
Seraph, when you commit to something that looks impossible, like, I don't know, stopping the abyss, you gain XP.
Okay.
When you lend your power to a person or cause that has none, I mean, it's double dipping, but yes.
I mean, I went all in for Onisha when she was laid so low.
That's true. There you go. Linear power to a person who cause has no one. Anisha, just taking the hit. That's perfect. I love it. Reverend Hazard, when you resist the temptation to do something corrupt,
Still,
I have to do a better job with that one. I am not giving you opportunities there. You confront a villain that used to be an ally of yours.
I don't know if this was confronting, but I almost wonder if I collaborated with a villain who used to be an ally.
Yeah, I think so.
Which counts, I think.
I think so too.
Which buys it off.
Didn't he
Oh,
maybe even do it
snap.
twice?
Ah.
No, it's a buy off. So yeah, I would take
Boom.
3 XP and then delete that trigger. You can't use it no more.
Nice.
Yep.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah. So cool. That's a bit of a milestone right there,
Nice.
honestly.
Cool.
Ooh, now you get to do shady stuff in service of heroics.
Actually,
No, I have to pick that up.
Yeah, he's got to buy it
Oh.
first.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep. That's an advance that he could take right now if he wanted to.
This kind of ends up like a zero-sum game.
A little bit, but he is kind of trading one that he doesn't get to use very much for one that he'll probably use every session.
Certainly a lot more.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
It's a strategic thought, you know?
Mm.
Yeah.
The
I
earlier
use-
taken, the better used.
All right. After our XP trigger review, we get to do our end of session.
Oh, just to say, actually, I can't take that yet because that's a later advance.
Oh, is it? Oh, we're gonna have to think.
Yes.
That's kind of sucky.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's not true though.
Is it
Or
not?
91.
Oh, there is one there, and then there's another one in later advances.
Yes. I'll be
Okay.
Okay. All right.
It is? Where is it? No, you got to highlight it. Holy crap. Sorry, I'm so blind. End of session. Take a moment to reflect on how the events of the game went, what big changes happened or seem to be on their way. Choose someone you're tied with and ask them one of these questions. Since Jen need to step away, we'll have somebody else. Jan, who do you want to ask?
I think I will ask Armature, how did I affect the team this session?
We're definitely very kind of like solid. You didn't get like drawn into. I think you were almost like a kind of a calming influence in a way, because you were like the one who was very not drawn into conflict. You're like, okay, I'm being attacked by my brother. No, let's not do that. You were like being a bit more like, this seems nonsense. Which, yeah, I think that's kind of the, a calming influence, a kind of a little bit like a adult in the room in a way.
Cool. You get to shift one of my tracks.
I might put your trust up on.
Okay.
Nice. So we'll just say, Alex, who do you choose?
Okay. How did my actions this session affect the community? Well, Jen's not here, so flip a coin. I don't have a coin. Okay. The Reverend Hazard.
The community,
or at least everyone, right? I guess. However you want to interpret it.
Yeah, I think in like in the really big picture of things, we had your trepidation of trusting the doctor. And I think when you make that, I don't trust her, but I believe her, that is an enormous paradigm shift on the power structure of this world. The two of you working together is both immensely powerful and kind of terrifying. I mean, it's like when Dr. Doom and Reed Richards team up.
Hmm.
And they're terrible separately.
Yeah.
So I shift a track on you.
I think I'm currently flat on both.
I think I'm going to take up your trust.
As the world crosses
in relation,
its fingers.
when I stand next to Solace, suddenly I look more trustworthy.
That's it.
If only by comparison.
Mm-hmm.
So push you to a 1?
Yes, that does.
Okay, fantastic. Did you adjust it on the main character? Or
I will.
Move
I
thing?
will.
Okay, good, because I was afraid you were doing it in the basic moves, and it's like those are all looking back. So, Reverend Hazard.
All right. Let's go with. I'm going to ask Seraph. How did I affect the team this session?
You got us out of actually a pretty tough situation through, frankly, your reputation and your own style of quick thinking and negotiation. And I don't think anybody else really could have done that.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
One of my stuffs.
Yeah. I'm going to be that guy, and I'm going to nudge your trust up by 1.
All righty.
Last but certainly not least, we have Jen. Jen
All
for
right.
Seraph.
Goodness. All right, Demon Deacon, how did I affect you this session? I feel like not a lot of people have gotten personal.
I mean, there's obviously you were there to comfort me after seeing Betty, and that's tremendously important. I mean, that means a lot to Hori.
Oh.
But I think meaning even more is that you trusted him despite everything to go to this meeting in the first place. We had no idea who it was. Very likely could have been a trap, and you know Hazard's reputation, and yet you were willing to trust him to do that, and that really means something, and that you kind of as representative of the team in a lot of ways, believe he's a part of it. And that validates him a lot.
Duh.
And I need to shift your stuff. Let's see. I think I'm going to take your confidence up one because, it's got to be important to hear that you and this guy are going to be the ones who have to save the world.
Get hype.
Yeah.
Cool. That brings our into session move stuff to a close. So we will end off before Jan falls asleep because he's had a long day with stars and wishes. 2 stars and a wish. Jan, yet again, you get to go first. 2 stars and a wish.
Let's see. I really liked how this session, this is the one that brings us into the bigger picture stuff. And it also brought in the previous session into that bigger picture stuff, and it all starting to come together. Sorry. The second star. I think that the setup for the fight was really cool. It was an interesting. It's always interesting to see a face-off between similar groups. Superhero group fights, always cool to see. For wishes, can't really think of one. Come back to me.
Okay, no problem. Tyler, 2 stars and a wish.
I want to kind of star along the lines of what Jan was saying there with the big picture. I want to star how you gave a reason that something as horrible as kaiju are taking on Atlas. It pays off. This is high enough stakes that those seem like reasonable things I'll do for Dr. Solus. And that's, because it's one of these things of going, who the fuck would bring kaiju in as a part of a plan? And then you see where, okay, we're talking about the destruction of all things. Then it becomes just a piece of the puzzle instead of being oh my God, that's an end game. So that was really well done. It was nice for you to pull those stakes in to show us what it was. And I want to, even though we didn't get to interact, Jan, I thought your interactions, like with your brother and with Solus, you gave just great feels all the way through this one. There was really nice, just good emotion in that. So big star on your play. And for wishes, I want to be tempted.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be high stakes, but I want the chance. We've seen a lot of Hori really trying to be the better man. I want to see him dip back down into not being a very good person for something.
Note to future Rich, open next session with temptation for Demon Deacon. Cool. I got you. I'll make it happen. Finally. After saying I would make it happen before. I mean it this time. Alex, what about you? 2 stars and a wish.
Yeah. I think both stars might actually go for Tyler. The kind of just the kind of transitioning of the big fight into a talk was I love that. And also just this one is especially for Rich as well as Tyler, is the Blessed Betty, and just that confrontation was I loved, and just and also Blessed Betty like cutting him off that one time. I can't remember the exact wording, but yeah. Yeah, I really did that. For
Wishes.
is it wishes or wish?
If you got wishes, I'll take them.
Wishes. Next session, I hope to have a little bit more interplayer interaction, which I could have pushed, but I was enjoying the scene, so I didn't want to step on toes to get that done. And I also want to. I think I need to have another confrontation with Farouk, because I think the dynamic of that relationship has shifted a bit to, he's needs to be saved from his position to okay, now I'm annoyed with him and need to give him a piece of my mind.
That's fun because he's got an alteration to his perception of your relationship too. Great. Jen, 2 stars and a wish.
Yeah, no, I liked the tilt right after the fight with Solace and Reverend Hazard. That was cool. Just some good heroic scenes for this one in the starting fight. Some good dynamicism right out there. It was also interesting to see a fight resolve pretty conclusively without teamwork moves being brought in. So that was neat. And yeah, I'm just gonna dogpile on here that seeing the pieces come together feels very satisfying, for sure.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, you should be. Good work. Then I think for my wish, man, I want there to be a scene with Ashley and Lisbeth.
Yes. Note to self, right after temptation scene with Lisbeth and Ashley.
Yep.
Okay. Make that happen. I really enjoyed this session. The big fight was fun. Seeing Anisha not directly strike Farouk, even though she had that opportunity. That was cool. Seeing Sarah throw herself on the grenade that was you guys getting shot. Atlas giving advice to Minucius after he just tried to punch him in the face. And also, Jan, your reaction as Atlas to Dr. Forsyth's overshare? That was fun. That was super fun. And I really, really, really love the embodiment of the Demon Deacon and the way that you just lived in that scene when Betty Baku was just shoving all of his own guilt and shame in his face. He did so well with that, Tyler. You're just top notch. Really enjoyed today's session. Thank you guys so much. It was great to have the band back together, friends. And next week, we're all on board. I know we're coming near holidays, so I hadn't seen anyone decline, but we're all on for next week.
I have to make hard decisions about when I can go and see Star Wars based on limited amount of opportunities. So,
I mean, if you choose Star Wars over me, I can't.
I did tell Boodle that you may say that.
I'm afraid I will not be able to make it next week.
Oh, okay.
I had a birthday party come up.
Oh, well, cool. Have fun at the birthday party. So then,
I think that makes my decision easier.
There you go. Go see Star Wars. The 29th? Is that open for everybody?
Yeah. No. But yes, for me. No for the shaking head.
I'm on holiday between Christmas and well, actually, for a week from Christmas on.
Okay. Cool. So in the new year, we will pick this back up again. Or the Abyss will take it. I don't know. I'll stop the
Find out
Lester.
next time, whenever
Thank
it
you guys
is.
so much.